What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, I am here at TRU Automotive. That means, usually one thing, the truck is getting something done to it, and the truck is getting lots of things done to it today. So we've got DirtKing plus 3.5 long travel. We've got a Solo Motorsports Tundra steering rack with Clevis, upgraded steering, double shears. We've got bypass hoops by DirtKing, a bed frame boxing kit by DirtKing. We've got Locked Offroad coilovers, Locked Offroad triple bypasses for the front, and front hydros by Locked Offroad. There is a lot of bits that are going on this thing in the next couple days, but I'm so stoked to finally have this long travel on. It's gonna be so nice. After the long travel goes on, I head back to Washington for a couple days, come back, and then David over at David's Auto Collision, or Halen Auto Collision, is gonna start fitting the advanced fiberglass fenders and bedsides. Then from there, it's really just take it to Jake at Lucid Wraps, get the fenders and bedsides re-wrapped to match the rest of the truck, take it to Blaze Off-Road and have the new lighting all installed, wired up, and then I just need to supercharge it, and I'm waiting for my new wheels. All the bits for 2023. Here's all the bits. We've got Locked Off-Road front bypasses, coilovers, DirtKing, new lowers, new uppers, new brake lines, bed frame boxing kit. We've got the bypass hoop kit, all sorts of bits, limit straps, basically their whole 3.5 kit with some extra bits. This guy's got his work cut out for him. Thanks, Joel. We've got Master Tech Joel wrenching on the truck all day today. Step one is going to be, well, take literally almost everything you see here out. And by almost, I mean except for maybe some brake lines, and that's about it. But everything else, this is all coming apart. This is all coming apart. These are all coming out, coming out, coming out, coming out. All the bits are going to be coming out here in a second. Now the knuckle. Joel's over here working like his life depends on it, faster than anybody I've seen. And spindles off. Tear down on this side's going real well. Just pulled the spindle off. The whole hub assembly and everything. Now he is pulling off the other side, and then we'll start removing uppers, lowers, CVs, and steering rack. What a process.
So we got our spindles off. I just got the up control arm off. The next goal would be to pull the coilover out, because it's not longer needed since the long travel has a longer coilover. But yeah, our goal is get the CV out and a lower control arm out. Definitely, we got our wires out of the way. Reservoir off. Yeah, just keep on trucking.
Sick. So Joel is cranking away here. He works faster than anybody I've seen. Usually people walk in, oh, you working hard or hardly working? Well, Joel is not hardly working. He's working freaking hard. He is quick. This whole side is basically almost torn down, and then this side is, right there with it. All he has to do is pull that shock and the lower in the CV, and then this side's all torn apart too. We've got some bits down there, the new bits over there. Yeah, he's working quick to get this done. Once this is all out, we're going to start mocking up hydro bumps for the front, the bypass hoop, and then Riley will come in later this afternoon, and he's actually going to be with us tomorrow working on this on Saturday, and he's going to be building my my long travel coilovers with new springs and all that. So we'll talk to him about the long travel shocks, the valving, you know, the quality of materials he has. He'll walk us through like how to put the spring on there safely and all that fun stuff. But keep tearing down. It's gonna be real bare. My Solo Motorsports Tundra steering rack should be in today. Hopefully, we'll see, but keep tearing apart. All right, as you guys can see, it's all torn apart. Everything is out. Now, if you do have a big brake kit, we'll explain what you have to do to run long travel with the Power Brake big brake kit here in just a second. But Joel is now working on removing the C4 front skid plate so then he can get access to removing the steering rack, and then we're gonna pull the CVs after that. And then, well, lowers will come out and we'll start mocking stuff up for hydros and bypasses and all the bits. So Joel knows a lot more than I do about these lines and the connectors and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have him kind of explain to you guys, if you're running a Power Brake big brake kit, you're gonna need a different style connection to the caliper itself to run the long travel. So I'll have Joel explain it to us.
All right, guys, like Josh said, the Power Brake kit is different. It converts the factory line to a banjo bolt style, which Toyota does not have. It's a bubble flare. So the lines that DirtKing supplied are for factory calipers, which right here is the bubble flare. And right there, we just need the adapter to convert it to a banjo bolt style.
So Power Brake does make an adapter for this specific reason. I called DeLon over at Power Brake. If you guys don't know DeLon, he's a super good dude. Love working with Power Brake. He's gonna get some sent out so we can finish the overall install, but luckily for us and luckily for Joel, I know he's super happy about it. There's a lot of other stuff that he can do in the meantime. So skid plates coming off, rack, and then CVs. So just keep tearing it apart. See, I'm telling you guys, Joel doesn't play around. He's out here getting stuff done. So, CVs are out. Obviously, the tie rods are going to be next, or the whole rack is going to be next, essentially. But CVs are out, shocks are out, uppers and lowers are all out. Calipers are removed. All the hub and spindle assembly is gone. He is draining the front diff right now. And then we'll work our way over to the almighty, all fun steering rack. Good times. So now that everything is taken apart, what we've done is disconnected the battery. You can see that he's put a little piece of cardboard there so it cannot arc out, because it's time to start cutting and mocking stuff up and welding now that everything is out of the truck. Let the cutting and bits begin. Everything's out. Now it's time to cut out the old bump stop location to make room for the hydros. All right, quick little update. Joel now has the factory bump stop location cut off, cleaned up a bit. He's going to go and do the exact same thing that you see here to the driver's side. And then we're going to start putting in lowers, uppers, shock with no springs and nitrogen, so we can cycle the shock to make sure we know where we're going to put the hydro bump, the bypass hoop, and kind of mock up the hydro bump. So make sure it makes contact with the lower control arm at the right point of travel on the shock. Cut the other side, and then we start mocking stuff up, cleaning up more. Oh yeah, that's what you want. Joe has everything cut out of the way. He has mocked up and marked the shear kit. He's going to start cleaning up the frame, so he has clean contact points for welding. and then we'll get all of that stuff mocked up, start throwing in uppers, lowers, cycle shocks to see where hydros have to go and be mounted, and just keep going, really. So now that Joel's got the shear kit kind of mocked up, cleaned up where he needs to clean for a nice direct weld, you do have to trim this inner liner a little bit, and so he's got it marked in pink here, because what you'll run into is the bypass bucket won't sit flat on the top of the shock tower, so you have to cut just a little bit there so it can sit back further, and then sit on top of this for support, and weld down there, weld up here, and tack up here. All right, quick update. I had to work, so I've been gone for about an hour and a half, but Joel has mocked up the shock bypass hoop here. He has got the coilover somewhat mounted, uppers in, lowers in, and attached to the shock. So what he's doing here is he's trying to make sure that we can cycle this shock without the spring or anything on it. So then we can see where exactly the hydro has to go in here, either up, down, left, right, to then hit the striker plate at the right point. But it's coming along, a little more welding and tacking, and then she'll be ready to cycle some shocks. So just for comparison, this is what you can expect. That's the DirtKing CV on top and the OEM length CV on the bottom. You can see the DirtKing one is longer, so that's for the extended, 3.5 inches. But it's also pretty dang beefy too. So I think it's 300M material they make it out of. I got the beefier version, so hopefully we'll be good, but time will tell. All right, Joel's got it all lubed up now real nice. We'll see if it wants to play nice now.
Oh, there it goes.
CV is in, coilovers are in, uppers are in, lowers are in, shears mocked up. Now we're going to put bypass in to mock them up to the hoops, and then tomorrow we'll come in once everything's marked up and where it's supposed to go and start welding things, the bits. So you guys do use the OEM knuckles here. Take them off your stock lowers if you have stock lowers or stock length DirtKings. But as you can see, this is going to bash against the LCA, so you actually have to cut the steering stop right here off so it doesn't do that. More fun stuff for the bits, but it looks so good. I cannot wait to get this thing in the air. Once the fenders go on, so fiberglass goes on end of the month, and then it's going to be trying to get it airborne, I think. We shall see. Once you're done with the knuckle, it'll look like this, and that's the piece that was cut off. Now we're ready to go throw this back on and see what she looks like. Look at that clean cut. All right, so Joel has the coilovers mounted, uppers, lowers, the new CVs, the bypasses, bypass hoops, all kind of mocked up, the shears. Everything's mocked up to be welded in tomorrow and fitted and actually bolted in. And then tomorrow we're probably going to tackle that steering rack as well. But he's been working on this for like 9 or 10 hours, so we'll come back to it tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow.